From legendary filmmakers Steven Spielberg and George Lucas comes one of the greatest movie franchises of all time in 4K Ultra HD. Collected together, all 4 original Indiana Jones movies have been visually remastered with HDR10 and Dolby Vision and state-of-the-art Dolby Atmos for optimal picture and sound quality, just in time to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the adventure that started it all, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Dive into the spectacular stunts and groundbreaking effects with 7 hours of special features on one disc. Spanning the globe on death-defying archaeological endeavors, if adventure has a name, it must be Indiana Jones. Own it now on 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray from Paramount Pictures, rated PG and PG-13.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
We got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio, on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your
It's
hosts,
very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
Back in the studio. Hey, Dale.
Hi.
Are you here too?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I was swallowing.
That's Pride Month.
Hold
That's
the
a Pride Month
front
thing right
door.
there. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Swish Edition. We've been doing this for 10 plus years.
Too damn long.
We're very, very excited about doing episode number 322. Come on, Dale.
It's not even true.
It's 322.
Okay.
Yeah. It is June 15th. Man, June 15th. Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wanted to start the show by saying that Summer Solstice is coming.
Hey.
Very, very cool. Did you know that June 20th, this coming Sunday, is the Summer Solstice?
I think I did know that because it's either always the 20th or the 21st.
Right.
And I also know, and I think most people know, or they should know, that it is the longest day of the year.
It is the longest day in terms of sunlight.
Right. So
Yes.
it's going to get shitty from here on out.
Right. The days get shorter after June 20th.
Right.
So here's the latest news for all of you who might be up at 11:31 p.m. on Sunday night. That is when the summer solstice is happening this time in the northern hemisphere. I know we have listeners all over the world, but for the vast majority of the people listening, they're in the northern hemisphere.
They're in the United States.
11:31 p.m. I'll tell you, Dale, I don't remember seeing an 11:31 p.m. lately. You and I go to bed so friggin' early.
Yeah, we're done. We'll be in bed.
But so this is what happens if you've heard about this, right? If you supposedly you can balance an egg upright on its end, on its skinny end at 11:31 p.m. and it will stay there because of the magnetic forces of the sun and the moon and the stars.
And also, if you're out at 11:31, that your hair raises.
No, nobody said that. You just made that up.
Lots of things happen on the summer solstice.
But what I didn't know, and this is something when I was doing the research for this, I did not know that at the Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, at the exact summer solstice, did you know that there is 24 hours of sun? The sun does not go down. There's no sunset.
Right. So I did know of this. I did not know it was that long. Yeah. I had no idea it was that long.
The whole day.
The whole day.
The whole day. And now we have a new ocean. You heard that, right?
But they also have the opposite in the winter where there's 30 days of night. There's no sun whatsoever.
That's why there's so many alcoholics in Alaska.
Yeah.
Right?
And you remember the movie at 30 Days of Night. You don't want to be there, apparently.
No, you do not. There's bad things that happen. But you heard this news also in the last couple of weeks that we do have a new ocean now.
I read that. I actually find that very interesting.
Yeah. So Antarctica, which was all ice, is now basically an ocean.
Right. And
Thank you.
And
global warming.
Right. No. And what I learned is how people, they don't identify an ocean. How oceans were named how oceans were named.
Okay.
It's all about currents.
Yes.
And
Pacific,
so this body of water has a separate current
right
from the water.
The rest of the water.
From the rest of the water.
Yeah.
So now it's become its own ocean. I find that pretty amazing.
In our lifetime, the world has added an ocean. That's pretty fucking
and
cool.
We've also lost the planet.
We did. Bye-bye, Pluto.
That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't know, a while
but
ago.
a lot of significant things have happened in our lifetime.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Yeah, but I find this stuff kind of cool.
I think it's very cool. So we're the nature show now, right? So the title of today's show is called Ollie the Asshole. Why? Why is today's show called Ollie the Asshole? I just found this really funny. And I was telling Dale about this right before we came down to the studio. So I was reading this article online about this couple who got together 4 years ago. They both sold their homes and decided that they were going to live in an RV.
Yeah, okay.
They got one of those fifth wheels, which you pull with a truck. So they bought an F-150 to pull it.
Have you seen the pictures of RVs and fifth wheels?
Yeah.
Like what they're coming out
They're
with today?
so much nicer inside.
Man,
Yeah.
oh man, could if you could live with one other person, and this is only for two people, you can't have more than that.
No.
If you could survive that situation, the amenities that these things have now and the way they look, holy moly.
I mean, they have washers and dryers. They have showers. They have everything that you could possibly
But they
want.
have granite countertops. They have great backsplashes. They have kitchen islands in some of these things.
Oh, it's amazing.
They're really freaking cool.
And that's what, I mean, listeners of the show know that you and I had an RV, but we had a drivable RV. So we had an engine and a driving section. And
but we did have a pretty darn cool.
It was very cool, but
one.
it did not have as many features as some of these fifth wheels have.
No. I almost think from what I've been looking at, because on this note, there's a lot of people doing this now.
Yeah.
And I would agree. I could understand it if this was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
In the middle of the pandemic, it's like, just get me out of my home and let me live as cheap as I can.
Yeah.
And you got these great things. But I don't know where I was going with this, and I completely forgot my statement.
I don't know where you're going with it either, but I also know that you and I currently live in a 6,000 square foot house.
Yeah.
So I don't know that you and I could survive.
Well, we also have two dogs who
Right.
would be incredibly unhappy.
Yeah, it would not
In that
work
small
it would
space.
not work for us. But the reason I bring this up, and if you'll go to the next page,
Mm-hmm.
Dale, this couple, Julie and Brandon, have decided to live in a fifth wheel, pulled by their F-150. It's a 42-foot bighorn fifth wheel, and
Nice.
they're going to live in it. And they decided that they're going to live in it with their cat, Ollie the Asshole.
That's his name.
That's his name, Ollie the Asshole. And we know, I mean, I've never owned a cat, but I know they're assholes. So I think this is fucking hilarious that his name is Ollie the Asshole.
Cats are assholes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would want to be on the road with Ollie the Asshole all the time.
I mean, if you had to have a pet,
Yes.
I think a cat would be
Better
better.
than a dog that you'd have to walk in the rain. Yes.
Exactly. Right. However, you're in an incredibly small space,
You got to have a
and you got to have a litter box.
litter box. Exactly.
So you need to maintain that bitch well.
And we have a lot of listeners that have cats, and I love you guys.
love cats.
Love you guys. I just have never owned a cat, so I don't know what that's like.
You
But
know what I
bet
keep
they're
going-
assholes.
Yeah, and you know what I keep going back to is you remember while we were living in Las Vegas, we were at the PetSmart and we had to get some things for the dogs.
Oh no!
And they have they have adoptions there, and they have these two. Remember these two big cats, and they were two brothers,
Yes.
and they had to be adopted together
Together.
because they were a bonded pair.
Yes. We wanted them so badly.
I wanted them so bad.
We couldn't do it.
I wanted them so bad.
Not with Sticks and Charlie.
No, however, these were very large cats, and there was a certain breed, and I can't think of the name of it, but they were large cats, so I think they could hold their own. They weren't declawed or anything, so one good slap on the nose would put Sticks and Charlie in their place. But man, I wanted those cats so bad.
Yeah, that would have been great. All right, we're going to totally switch gears here and talk about something that's very exciting to both of us. I mean, you and I, we saw this on TV.
Oh, CBS this morning.
Yes, Jimmy Buffett, one of my heroes. He is my hero, not only because he's an amazing singer, but because of the brand that he built. And you guys, if you've listened to the show, you know that I love brand building.
He's a great businessman.
I love what Martha has done. I love what Bethany has done. I love what Richard Branson has done.
Right.
Brand building. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
It's these people that have come from nothing. And literally nothing. Like if you've seen Martha Stewart's story, she has come from nothing.
She came from nothing and built it herself.
And they got lucky and they've touched on this nerve and they've made it this massive, massive thing.
But to build a lifestyle brand around your creation, I think is just one of the best American stories.
Yes.
Right?
And with that said, this particular person that we're talking about who could build that lifestyle brand in the middle of Manhattan,
right?
It's freaking amazing.
So what we're talking about is Jimmy Buffett is opening a Margaritaville resort in Times Square, New York. Pretty friggin' amazing.
You got to Google image search this.
It's an
amazing place.
So it opens, their grand opening is July 1st. The hotel opens July 5th. It's a $300 million facility.
Yeah.
5 floors, I think. 234 room hotel.
It's more than 5 floors.
Yeah.
Because the first 3 floors are bars and pools and restaurants.
Right.
And then the rest is rooms.
Right. So it's got 5 bars and restaurants, including the Landshark Bar and Grill and the 5 o'clock somewhere bar, which is what our bar is here in Swish Edition land. And it also has a year-round outdoor heated pool.
That's cool.
Right.
Like, what's the price going to be on December 31st?
Oh, no, it's going to be very, very expensive.
What is that price going to be when you could be in the pool with a cocktail?
To watch the ball drop
when it's,
in Times Square.
When it's 25 degrees outside and you're toasting in a pool with a nice cocktail.
Oh, it's going to be exclusive.
Man, what would
this
that
is
be?
Jimmy Buffett's 23rd location for his Margaritaville Resort collection. Pretty amazing. The Margaritaville restaurant itself, which is on the ground floor, it's a 2-story restaurant with floor-to-ceiling windows. And you saw this, Dale, 32-foot replica of the Statue of Liberty, but she's not holding a torch.
I love this.
She's holding a margarita.
I
gotta love
freaking love this.
Gotta freaking love that. Jimmy Buffett is in his 70s.
Yeah.
He's planning to tour this summer.
Yes.
He, obviously, like all of us, was derailed in the last year, so he didn't do any touring last year. So he's back on the road this year. He's opening this massive resort in Times Square, of all places.
I think it's so great.
Well, you and I were just in Key West, which is his home. That's where he lives, and that's where the first Margaritaville was. Right. But man, he's a fucking billionaire, man.
I know.
He's a fucking billionaire from his songs.
Right. But you know what makes me like him more? Like you mentioned a couple of other people, but when you see this man on TV, I think you could actually feel and see that he is a genuine nice guy.
Good guy.
He is a good guy.
That's why
you can't say that about other people like Bethany. Yes. Like Bethany, yes, she's built something from the ground up and I can appreciate that, but she's a freaking bitch.
Oh my gosh, Dale.
And I feel like that people like that feel they need to be like that in order to make it.
Yeah.
But that's obviously not the answer.
Okay, so Jimmy has done it well.
Yes.
And you appreciate what he's built.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That's why I like our show, because we talk about good things. We talk about positive things. I mean
this is a guy I want to have a drink with.
Are you kidding me? A margarita with. Yes.
Bethany Frankel? No.
Okay.
I don't care.
I'm not going to force you to do that. I would have a
you
drink.
would, yes, I know
I would
you
have a
would.
drink with Bethany.
And the thing is that you would do that, and she would probably like if there was some sort of auction and you paid some crazy amount.
Yes.
And you went and you had this cocktail with her. I just don't feel like you would have a good time because I feel like she would have to be pushed into it because she's all about making a freaking dollar.
Right. No, I'd rather if it was a housewife that I had to hang out with, the two that I would hang out with would be Lisa Vanderpump,
Yes,
or Lisa Rinna.
Okay,
not Bethany.
Right,
but you know,
I love the Vanderpump. I love what she's doing with the dogs. I want to do that.
Yes.
When I have multi millions of dollars, I want to have a dog.
I think you should do
resort.
that. I think you should do that. It's right around the corner, Dale. It's right around the corner because Swish Edition is about to blow up.
It's about to blow up.
I want to talk about singer Bonnie Tyler. You guys know her because you know her iconic song.
Yes.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. So she posted this thing on social media this last week, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
It's so funny.
She posted, notifications are blowing up. I don't understand why. She checks the news. There's an eclipse this week. Isn't that funny?
I love it because it's passive aggressive and it's great.
The only time we ever think of Bonnie Tyler in the 2020s is when there's an eclipse of the sun.
Right.
So I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she was really big in the 80s. And
there's not a lot of people who got that. I feel who are on Twitter. There's not a lot of people who got that.
She hasn't done much since then.
No,
but I know that they pull her out a lot for like cruises and stuff. And the 80s cruises and things.
I still say that these cruise lines are raking in the bucks when they can get like these theme things and like this 80s things. And we've talked about this and how great would it be to have this 80s party that's a residency in Las Vegas. And that the acts, you get them for a month and then they turn over and you can have something completely new.
I love this idea.
Great. You could even do that for the 90s. I love it.
I think Bethwick Media needs to propose this idea to MGM. I mean,
oh my God, we're getting deep here,
dude. TLC and I mean,
don't get me started.
You could just.
I want TLC. I want Soul for Real. I will do the 90s for you because I can hook that up.
80s. I think it needs to be 80s, 90s. Yeah.
Oh, you want to do both?
There's a lot of people in that
There's
demographic.
No, there are. Yeah, I agree.
Me and you included.
Yes.
Hey, Kevin can go fuck himself. Do you guys know what this is? Kevin can go fuck himself. I'm excited about this. This is a new AMC.
I just love the name.
I love the name. This is a new AMC show that's premiering this Sunday on AMC. It was, if you guys are, there aren't many people who subscribe to it, but AMC Plus, you could have watched it this past Sunday, a couple of days ago.
Right.
But this is a new show. Annie Murphy is the lead. You guys know
Eddie Murphy?
Annie Murphy.
I heard you.
You guys know Annie Murphy. She played Alexis Rose on Schitt's Creek, one of our favorite shows of probably all time now.
David.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
I can't do it.
So she plays the lead. And this is a very interesting show. I'm just doing a tiny little commercial here for a second. So it's kind of crossing the 3-camera comedy sitcom show series. I mean, where you have your traditional sitcom,
like the Big Bangs and the Roseannes, those types of shows,
filmed in front of an audience,
right?
With a dramedy, where one camera show,
right?
So it's going back and forth between the two. So she's on set with her husband, and they're in basically a sitcom land, and then when he's not around, she's in this dramedy one camera land.
It sounds very interesting.
It sounds very interesting. It's getting very mixed reviews.
Okay.
But I'm kind of excited about it because I love her.
Yeah.
And she was one of my favorite characters on Schitt's Creek. So I'm kind of excited about this. I will check it out this weekend. Kevin can go fuck himself. It's basically kind of like the King of Queens.
Okay.
Where the guy is kind of dumpy and the girl is really hot. Yeah. So it's a kind of same situation.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We shall see.
Because she's hot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going into our ridiculous section of the show, and I'm going to press this button.
And now for something completely different.
It's true. So what we're doing is we're talking about ridiculous shit. I mean, I could go on. We could do a show for 18 hours. Literally.
Yeah, about shitty Americans. Yeah, we could do a whole show about that.
I want to talk first about unruly.
Let's do that show.
I want to talk. We should do that.
Shitty
show.
Americans.
Shitty Americans.
Yeah.
That should be the name of our new podcast.
I'm serious.
There's enough of them.
There's enough of it.
There are. I want to talk about unruly air passengers. You guys have seen this. You've seen it on every newscast that is out there. Fox, CNN, everybody's covering this. There's an alarming uptick in unruly passengers on airplanes, and I don't understand why this is happening. Why is it happening?
We were watching the news this morning for this recent revelation, and the FAA has said that the overwhelming majority of these types of incidents are for mask mandates.
So obviously right now, as of right now on today's show, you need to wear a mask when you're in an airport and when you're on an airplane. Fine. Dude, just do it, people. As soon as you get off the airplane, you can take the fucking thing off.
Right.
Because most places are now mask free.
Yeah.
But on the airplane, you have to wear it. Wear the fucking mask. But apparently people have a problem with this. They also have a problem with putting up the tray table because that's why that Southwest Air flight attendant got punched in the face. The FAA is saying, they just said this yesterday, that they're going to fine people up to $15,000 for this unruly behavior. I don't like this.
That doesn't go far enough.
It's not about the money. What I want to see, and I don't know if you agree with me, Dale, I want to see them banned from flying for life.
Because most of the time, in a lot of these cases, like this, money doesn't hurt people. And so you need to correct this issue, right? So you need to set a precedent, a standard, and that this will not literally, quote unquote, fly.
It will not fly.
And I think that, yes, I think these, and not only, I've actually thought about this earlier today, is that, so what airline was this most recent one?
Delta.
Delta. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like Delta, okay. So, yes, they should be banned from all Delta flights. And we know that the airlines don't share this type of information with other airlines.
They should.
Which I think they should. But why should they? They can make it easy and wash their hands of it.
Yeah.
They share it with the FAA.
Report it to the TSA.
And they put them on a no-fly list.
Yes.
And like jail time, not permanently.
Right.
Not permanently. But, you know, you have an incident like this, which is, it's so petty.
But it also
it's petty, and it costs so much money.
It costs the airlines tens of thousands of dollars if they have to divert the airline to another airport.
So I would like to see the airlines go in cahoots with the FAA and put these people on no-fly lists for like 1 or 2 years.
1 or 2? What about life? If you get up out of your seat and try to open the cabin door
for this particular incident, yes. If you do that, yes, you are banned.
This most recent guy got up and tried to open the door.
Yes, which is impossible. We know that.
We know that's impossible because it's a pressurized cabin. But he should be banned from flying for life.
Yeah,
and this was a Delta flight attendant, off-duty Delta flight attendant. Well, one, he should lose his job.
Yes,
I haven't heard that yet on the news. But I think that's a no-brainer, and he should be banned from flying.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that let's make these penalties a little harsher so that people stop doing this
People
shit.
shouldn't be fucking acting
But
this way.
here's the thing that makes me most upset, as you and I both in our hands have an alcoholic drink.
Yes.
What the airlines are doing to combat this disturbing...
Oh, I haven't read this, and I'm already going to be mad about this.
They are limiting and getting rid of alcohol sales in the main cabin.
I see it.
So they think that alcohol is the contributing factor to this. It's not. It's assholeness.
Right.
It's assholeness. So what you're doing is you're penalizing everyone in the entire world.
Exactly.
For very few people. It's just like the reason you and I have to take off our shoes when we go through TSA is because one guy came through with a bomb in his shoes.
Right.
So they're not getting... this is good for you and I because we fly first class. So first class still gets alcohol, but the people in the back,
But that's
they're fucked.
That's so unfair.
No alcohol.
To everyone else.
No alcohol in the back.
I really think that these people. I just want people like this to get a taste.
Yeah.
And like, you can't fucking fly for the next 5 years.
I think that's perfectly
You can't
acceptable.
fucking fly for the next 5 years.
Right. It's just like someone who's unruly in a bar in DC, like our friend David who owns a bar in DC. If you're unruly in that bar, you're banned from the bar.
The thing is,
You're banned from the bar.
fucking Americans have gotten so entitled. There's this entitlement across this whole fucking country. I don't know what it is, where it came from, but people feel like they're deserving.
You're not deserving
Just
of anything.
because you pay for a seat on an airplane. And this also goes for the fucking people in movie theaters, which is the reason why we mostly do not go.
No, we watch movies at home.
Is that people feel entitled when they buy their seat, and so they feel like they can act and say and do whatever the fuck they want without any
Regard for other
regard
people.
that you are not the only person in the room.
Right. Like the woman who punched the Southwest
Exactly.
flight attendant in the face because she didn't want to put her
Exactly.
tray table up.
Right.
You stupid fucking bitch.
Banned.
Banned
and
for
50
life.
And $15,000.
And she should also be whipped with a wet noodle in the town square. In related news,
Oh my god.
and this upsets me, Dale. This upsets me. I know that you probably don't care, but American Airlines is saying bye-bye to the American Way magazine. American Way magazine is that magazine that you find in your seat back pocket.
Yeah.
It's been there for 50 years.
And I fly American a lot, and not one time have I been on an airplane on American and I've grabbed that magazine that the fucking Sudoku was not already done.
True.
What do you have to
True.
What trip do you have to be on to get a brand new magazine where the Sudoku is not already done?
You wish the cleaners that came through would refresh your magazine.
Right, exactly.
It's funny because American Airlines actually just last year decided, because of pandemic, that they were going to change up their paper that the magazine was made out of to make it a I don't know what.
Yeah.
Some kind of fiber that would make it so you couldn't-
Environmentally friendly.
No, so that you couldn't get COVID off the paper. I don't know. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, airlines are getting rid of their in-flight magazines. It's not profitable anymore. Delta and Southwest
No
already.
one reads those things.
Scott does. Scott
You're
Wallace.
the only
Scott Wallace
one.
does.
You're the only one.
I love it. I read it on the way to Key
You
West
know what? If
last month.
American Airlines, if you're listening right now, the only thing that I want from you is when I'm on a trip, is I want your damn in-flight entertainment to work.
All right. And 9 times out of 10, it does not work. All right. Here's what American says. Can I just get through this?
Yeah.
American now offers 600 movies and television shows and recently added a lifestyle channel that includes free language lessons. So you can actually take lessons from Rosetta Stone.
Love it.
While you're on the airplane. Passengers can stream them to their smartphones, tablets, laptops, or other electronic devices if they don't have a screen on their seat back, which most of the
Planes
seat
don't-
backs are gone.
Gone.
Right. So, but the fact is that most of the time it doesn't work, and most of the time the Wi-Fi sucks. So they're getting rid of the magazine, which was the last bastion.
It was the last.
It was the
thing
last
that I
bastion,
had.
right? So I actually loved the magazine. I thought it was a very well produced magazine. This last issue was the June issue. It was the Pride issue, so it had gay guys on the cover. Thank you, thank you, American. The last issue had gay guys on the cover. Love that.
But here's the thing.
But after 50 years, the American magazine is done. Delta Southwest also killed their magazine. So now, if you want reading material, you better bring it yourself, bitch.
But most people do. And I want to say that I fly predominantly American. And this, I've been on tons of flights without the seat back entertainment, and I've had to rely on my iPhone or my iPad to connect to the Wi-Fi to get this free entertainment, and it's worked fine. The last 2 times that we've gone places, this shit hasn't worked. You can't even connect to the Wi-Fi.
No, it's not working.
And I don't know what is going on. I mean, I'm coming on your airplane with just a freaking iPad and AirPods.
Yeah.
Expecting to get this entertainment, and now I got 3 hours ahead of me with nothing.
Now
you're taking away my magazine.
My suggestion to you is that you buy either a book written by R. Scott Wallace, or you download some fucking shows to your iPad.
No, I want fucking American Airlines to get their shit together.
Why can't you download some shit from
HBO
HBO Max?
And the thing is, come on, American Airlines, if you're listening, you have a bad rap in the airline industry, and I'm pulling for you. They're like on like the lowest level of the best air. I don't know. Southwest is a pretty bad one.
No, American is our airline, and we have no choice but for it to be our airline because
on the East Coast, yes.
Yes, it's our hub airport, so Americans are thing.
Yes.
So let's not piss them off.
I just want your Wi-Fi to work.
Can I talk about government leaders who have lost their minds? Would that be okay with you?
This is like some MSNBC shit.
A U.S. representative, Dina Titus, who used to be our congresswoman when
Nevada.
when you and I lived in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right.
She wants to create a national lottery to incentivize people to get the fucking COVID-19 vaccine. This pisses me off so much. We talked about this last week. The Democrat who represents Las Vegas introduced legislation in Congress last Tuesday that would create a national cash prize offering $1 million to 100 different winners who have received at least one dose of the vaccine. That's a fucking $100 million of taxpayers' money for people who have already done what they should have done.
Right.
This is an example of government gone bad. And if you guys don't understand how bad this is, I don't even want to be your friend because I have friends. I posted this. Most of the things that we talk about, I want to just say this, Dale Blades. I wanted to say this.
Don't say my last name.
Most of the things that we talk about on Swish Edition, I post on social media beforehand,
right,
on purpose to get some consensus to see how people feel about things. Right. I'm smart like that. Right?
Yes.
So I have forethought.
Right.
I want to see what people think. So I've got some friends out there who, nameless friends, who.
Yes, please, nameless.
Yes. I put this out there. This Dina Titus fucking $100 million idea, and they think this is a good idea to incentivize people to get the fucking vaccine.
No.
Listen, at this point, if you have not got the idea that you need to get the vaccine, you're not going to get the fucking vaccine.
And it's those people who we will not mention is the reason why we have no personal responsibility in this goddamn country. We have none whatsoever. You do this because it's a good thing. And it protects you and your relatives, your family.
Let's honor the
You
science.
don't need to be incentivized to do this. It's so fucking stupid.
This is not a political thing.
It's not.
It's not
and
a political
they've made it
thing.
this way.
Right. Like, we need to combat this thing. And it's not a Democrat thing. It's not a Republican thing. It's just a fucking science thing.
Right.
Let's shut this thing down so that the economy can be 100% open.
But if I get an email saying I want $1 million,
No, dude. Listen, here's what I have to say about that. I would love to have an extra $1 million. Wouldn't that be wonderful to have an extra $1 million to play with?
But this would be.
Guess what I would do if we won it? I would donate it to a worthy cause. Every dime.
I was going to say the same thing, and I'd want the fucking news. I'd call every person because there's only like 10 people getting this, right? Right.
No,
so,
100.
100. All right. So
no, it's not a done deal. It's not a done deal. It was just her idea.
But just say it was, and that. So I think you could get some press time, and you could lay this out, that how you feel about this, and that you just become the lucky one, but I did what I was supposed to do, and you shouldn't be incentivized for that.
No, you should not.
Do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
There's no responsibility in this country. None. Whatsoever.
I'm so over it. I'm so over people thinking they deserve something for doing the right thing.
There's a lot of people.
You deserve nothing.
There's a lot of people in this country who are entitled, and you're entitled to nothing.
You're entitled to nothing until you've earned it.
You work and you earn it.
Earn it, motherfuckers.
Yes.
Earn it. I don't understand why that's such a high concept.
I don't know how we've gotten this way.
No, I don't. And I don't want to entertain it.
No, I don't
and
either.
So this new generation, this millennials and Gen XYZ or whatever
It's a
they
shame, 'cause
are.
I think I fall in one of those categories.
No, I'm an X, you're a Y. But these Z's and beyond, they're horrible. They're horrible. I want to talk about, let's change course. Let's talk about invisible art.
Okay.
I am so dumbfounded by this.
I just don't understand it.
Dumbfounded by this. So an Italian artist created a piece. It's nothing, Dale. It's literally
Nothing.
nothing. He sold it for $18,300 recently at an auction. It's nothing. He's a 67-year-old guy. He's Italian. His name is Salvatore Gura. He sold an immaterial sculpture. Immaterial because it isn't anything. He said the vacuum is nothing more than space full of energy. And even if we empty it and there is nothing left, according to the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, that nothing has a weight. So he believes his nothingness sculpture has some kind of weight and value. The lucky buyer went home with a certificate of authenticity and a set of instructions. The work must be exhibited in a private house in a roughly 5 by 5 foot space free of obstruction. So this is a work of art that is nothing. It literally is
Nothing.
nothing.
Space.
But it needs to be exhibited in a private house in a 5 by foot space with there's nothing around it.
I'm selling a bunch of these tomorrow. I'm selling up so many of these tomorrow.
Why aren't we selling thousands of these?
Right.
But this is actually
It's a thing.
money.
Man.
Money was
It's a
spent.
freaking thing.
Money was spent. $18,000 was spent on nothing.
Right.
Literally nothing. And this has happened before.
Right.
This has happened before. Is nothingness any more dumber than NTFs, though? So NTFs, you guys... NFTs. You guys have probably seen about this. Non-fungible digital drawings, music, photos, even tweets are being sold to the highest bidder. Some fucking idiot paid $6.6 million for a video by some genius. I call him a genius because his name is Beeple.
Right.
Beeple sold a video that he created on his fucking computer. He sold it for $6.6 million, right? To this individual. Man. However, you and I, and everyone listening to our voice right now, can go on Google and find this video and watch it for free.
Yeah, but is that not the same thing that you can't go and find a Google image of any prestigious piece of art and save that to your computer too?
No. Oh, you're ruining this for me.
Am I right?
I never thought about that.
Am I
before.
right?
True.
Yeah.
So you can look at a picture of the Mona Lisa
Right.
on your computer.
I can download it.
You can print it out on your computer and
I
put it up
can.
on your wall.
Right.
But is it the real Mona Lisa? No.
Right. No.
But if you buy something that's intangible,
Right.
like a fake piece of art that doesn't exist, or a digital copy of a video that can be reproduced 1 billion times,
Yeah.
how is that worth $6.6 million?
I'm going to stick with what I've always said, and I think you agree with me, is that something is worth something as long as someone's willing to pay for it.
I will agree with you.
Right.
That because
Right?
I've always thought that.
I don't get this
Right.
at all.
Yes.
But kudos
To
to
people.
to these people.
Right.
People. Yes.
People.
People.
I agree
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
If
They sold something that someone obviously multiple people have wanted
Yeah.
this for it to get to that price.
somebody,
Kudos to them.
and that's happened in our life. People have said, how is your house worth X amount of dollars?
Right.
My house is worth X amount of dollars because the person who was willing to buy it
Right.
was willing to buy it for
Willing to
X
pay for it.
amount of dollars.
Exactly.
So that's what it's worth.
Capitalism, baby.
People also sold an NFT artwork through Christie's auction house, which is one of the most prestigious auction houses
It
in
is
the world.
the prestigious auction house.
Almost 250 years they've been around.
Yeah.
His work of art sold for $69 million. There's a picture of it here on the next page.
I see it. It's stupid.
What this is
It's like a collage.
it is a collage of 14 years of his work, all in one collage. So basically, this guy created a digital artwork every day for 14 years and then put it together in one fucking picture. But does the person who bought it own it? Because
Supposedly,
I have it right here.
I know.
You and I have it printed on our script. So we've got it too.
But you can't sell that.
I can't sell it, but I do own it. I do own it. It's
You
right
own-
there.
You own a copy.
I own a copy.
Yeah.
Well, I also own a copy of the Mona Lisa, I guess.
Right.
So maybe it's not the same.
Maybe this is
All
the
right, so
way.
I'm
Maybe we
just
just need to
trying-
look more into it.
I'm just trying to understand this concept, aren't
I-
you?
yes. No, I agree. I don't understand it.
But this just came out today. So
no.
The Hustle on Instagram just posted this. COVID Alien, a CryptoPunk NFT just sold for $11.75 million. The opening bid was $1.5 million. It went all the way up to almost $12 million. This is the picture, Dale. Do you see it?
I can make that.
It's literally something that we would have had when we were kids in the 80s.
I mean, that's like when computers first came out.
I'm going to put this up on swishedition.com and I'm going to put it on our Facebook page. You
Yeah.
guys have to see this. It basically
You
looks...
just have to see how ridiculous it is and what
It's-
people are paying.
and it's sold
what people
for-
are buying.
Who the fuck has $12 million to spend on something like this?
There's a lot of people, I guess.
I mean,
a lot of people.
all right, you and I have spent money on art, on crazy art.
Yes.
But not,
and we have a great piece coming.
we do, but nothing like this.
No, that's just stupid.
That's just stupid. I can make that in my fucking sleep.
Oh my god.
I want to. We need to wrap this up. But Scott's an idiot, and I want to just.
Yes, let's end on this note.
Scott's an idiot. Marcy, one of our favorite people who listen to our show, she's a good friend of ours. Known her for years. She lives out in California. She corrected some things that I said last week on last week's show that was not true. So, in all fairness, and we want to be completely honest with y'all, if we make mistakes, we want to fix it, right?
Well, what's funny is that we're having this segment, and I want to apologize to anyone who's listening that if you listen to this show for facts.
Well, no, they should not be listening.
Yeah, you shouldn't be listening to this show for any facts whatsoever.
So last week we talked about the Concorde and the new airplane that United is buying, which is the new Mach
Hey, this is
something
super
airplane.
cool.
Yeah. So basically, Marcy said the Concorde was profitable for British Airways. I said it was not. She said it was not profitable for Air France, though. The reason they stopped flying the Concorde was not because of the accidents, although those were caused by Continental Airlines debris on the runway. We all know that.
Yeah.
It was the maintenance cost for the airplanes because they were aging, they were getting up there, and the maintenance on these airplanes, I mean, they were 20, 30-year-old airplanes. They cost a lot of money. That's why the Concorde ended.
Ended, right.
Not because
expensive.
just like the shuttle ended. It
Right.
became too expensive. She notes that the new SST will not be able to reach the Concorde speed of Mach 2.3. I think they're more in the 1.7 range.
Which I think allows them to fly in most populated areas because of there's most airports and neighborhoods surrounding the airports have a like a noise thing, right?
Yeah, you can't fly those airplanes
can't fly.
here.
Right.
All right, so we're done. I just want a little bit of Vegas news. America's Got Talent Las Vegas Live is the new show that's coming to the Luxor Hotel.
Luxor of all places.
Starting November 4th. This is from the actual people that bring you America's Got Talent. And this is a collaboration between MGM Resorts and the company Fremantle that brings you AGT. This is going to be really cool. A 75-minute show will feature famous America's Got Talent alumni. People have been on the show.
I think it's going to be fun. This is more in line with the Rio, with the magicians.
Yes.
Who actually do a live show. You could actually get tickets and go. Las Vegas, get a grip on this. I think this could do good for you. Not the Cirque shows.
Yeah.
Those are great. I love it. Get some live shows. It's going to be fun.
So this is going to be taking over the space that the Run show, which is Cirque du Soleil's only show that failed.
It failed,
Yeah. They'll be in their theater, in Luxor Theater. That's happening November 4th. So excited about that.
But you still get Carrot Top, and you can get the fantasy dancers.
You get them upstairs.
There you go.
All right, we'll be back next week, and you guys can listen to the Binge Bum podcast every Friday. We talk about streaming video, so we got a new show out this Friday.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about the morning show.
Hey,
about that.
That's big news.
Yeah. All right, love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace out, fuckers. I want to apologize to anyone who's listening that if you listen to this show for facts.
Well, no, they should not be listening.
Yeah, you shouldn't be listening to this show for any facts whatsoever.